In the words of Porky Pig, that's all, folks, or it very well could be for the back catalogue of Looney Tunes animated content on the streaming service Max. For those unaware, this platform is owned by Warner Bros. Discovery, and once again, the animation medium suffers big time under the psychotic wrath of CEO David Zaslav. Yes, Zaslav is Zaslaving again, so to speak, and over the past few days, it's become newsworthy that without any prior notice, all the classic Looney Tunes cartoons, dating back to the 1930s through to the late 60s, are no longer available to stream legally. And not only does this impact the legacy and the preservation of these cartoons, but it leaves the status of future projects uncertain, and that doesn't sit well with me. At this point, it feels as though I do rant videos discussing the idiocy behind Warner Bros. Discovery all too often, but in my opinion, the studio brings it on themselves. It's extremely difficult to ignore their actions when it impacts a beloved medium like animation. For years since the Discovery merger back in 2021, cutting costs has felt like an ongoing war personally aimed at animated content. And over time we've seen various shows and movies either removed in full, shelved indefinitely, or just outright written off and cancelled. In the age of streaming, nothing is sacred, no titles are safe from being eradicated at a moment's notice. It really does beg the question, is going back to physical media the only way forward? Seriously folks, hang on to your DVDs and Blu-rays. Looking at a few articles floating around the web, I found this piece by Deadline which covers the basics. Warner is once again re-evaluating their presence with an all-new plan going forward. Their latest strategy looks at rebranding the streaming approach, prioritizing both adult and family-oriented content. And this is not the first time a rebranding has taken place with animation getting shafted. Plus, I fear with lists now leaking onto the internet showing when certain shows are due to expire on Max, there's going to be a lot of animated content removed. And the article specifically mentions how Looney Tunes and other programming like Sesame Street is severely underperforming in terms of viewership. But I can't help but think animation in particular is being deliberately set up to fail at Warner. It feels personal from David Zaslav. This man's had a chip on his shoulder about animated programming since he was appointed CEO. Obviously, animation is deemed extremely expensive, therefore he decided to write off and cancel many animated projects, which we have spoken about many times on the channel. Getting back on topic, I find it strange how these shows are referred to as content aimed only at children, therefore they apparently don't fall under the family tag. Even though these shows can be appreciated by all ages, the original Looney Tunes cartoons were not made specifically for children, they were made for everybody, and it's frustrating how this new approach is counterintuitive to previous statements from Warner. In 2023, it was clarified that Max would still be home to the original Looney Tunes shorts, and they will not be leaving the streaming service. Bear in mind, this is a huge IP with timeless attributes for marketing. It'd be foolish to not capitalize and embrace this huge archive of content, right?
Ouch! You're killing me!
I do sometimes wonder if these actions are deliberate, and I mentioned this idea in my video discussing Coyote vs. Acme. Maybe this is some kind of backhanded marketing ploy using outrage to spread the word about new film releases. With the recent theatrical release of the Looney Tunes movie The Day the Earth Blew Up, it's a strange coincidence that suddenly all of the original Looney Tunes shorts have been removed from Max. 2D animated films are almost a dying breed nowadays anyway, and this film wasn't exactly being celebrated over at Warner. Originally intended as a straight-to-streaming film, it was delayed, then at risk of being shelved until it was sold to another distributor, Ketchup Entertainment, for release in early 2025. And the film finally has released this month and is doing pretty good in terms of ratings and reviews. Profit-wise, however, with a budget of $15 million, it's currently only made less than a third of the budget back as of the time of recording this video. They don't exactly make it easy to support titles like this, especially when there are so many limited screenings and no official advertising to speak of beyond the movie trailer.
You gotta be kidding me. Who greenlit this garbage?
Marketing for this film has been pretty much silent. Anything that I've heard about it has been from word of mouth, from the fans or media outlets reporting on the film and praising it for being good. What caught my eye more so is people campaigning and advertising the film themselves to encourage people to go and see it, and already this is tricky because the film isn't really being shown on a large scale, but the people are hoping to make this film a profitable success to prove that there is still an audience for wide-release Looney Tunes content. And why is this important? Well, this is where we circle back to the unreleased film Coyote vs. Acme.
I am a genius by trade.
I'm glad I did hold off on making this video because in the past 24 hours, it's been revealed that apparently the film is in talks to be distributed to Ketchup Entertainment after a mostly positive response to The Day the Earth Blew Up. And Coyote vs. Acme is a completed film that was shelved, written off for tax purposes last year, and despite it being finished and therefore ready to go, the studio cited that it would be too expensive to release it, incurring further losses. And many fans were devastated by this response, and likewise the filmmakers and those involved with the project were naturally outraged. And I'll never forget voice actor Eric Bauza essentially risking his career to publicly stand up for the film.
I hate to be political, but relief! Coyote versus Acme!
Hopefully Warner will reconsider and sell Coyote vs. Acme to Ketchup Entertainment. Whether or not this will happen is debatable for sure. Personally, I'd thought that ship had already sailed, but you never know. Warner just appear to be very stubborn and self-obsessed with their own image right now. And put it this way, if you can't successfully market Looney Tunes, something has gone horribly wrong. One angle I think many will overlook is the physical media side of things. Like I've said many times when it comes to streaming shows, you don't own the show. If you pay for Netflix, Prime, Max, whatever, you're just paying a subscription to view the content that they have available, if it's available. That last part being extremely relevant in this video. My point is, streaming shows are not guaranteed to stick around forever, but if you care about a show or a movie and you want to make certain you have access to it, physical media is a great alternative. Despite pissing off a good majority of the fans with their asinine decisions, credit where credit is due, Warner does continually surprise with their physical media releases. With Looney Tunes in particular, there have been some incredible releases of late, such as the Collector's Choice series, basically just best-of compilations restoring cartoons that were previously not available on physical media, or on Blu-ray specifically, and then there's a new release coming soon called The Collector's Vault, which again should contain previously unreleased shorts. Of course, these are all aimed at collectors and not children. Perhaps this is part of their master plan? Remove things from streaming so people will purchase their favourite shows physically from now on? Who knows? And finally, for physical media releases, the new movie The Day the Earth Blew Up will be available on Blu-ray and DVD May 27th, 2025. And for those like me who unfortunately will struggle to see this film in theatres, at the very least we can support the film's physical release and add this one to the collection. The more controversies we face relating to streaming, the more I feel physical media is due a proper comeback. Even if it's just for the hardcore collectors, there's clearly still a market for this sort of thing, and if studios continue to alienate their casual audience who stream most of their entertainment, eventually the people will go out of their way to find the entertainment that's been taken away from them. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave me a like down below. Let me know in the comments how you feel about the entire Looney Tunes catalogue being taken off the Max streaming service. Are you concerned about this new direction for Max? Or are you literally in the process of cancelling your subscription? And for more videos, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, DVD Review Studios.
Are you threatening me?